What's up, everybody? John Arapola here with My MMA News, and today's guest is Loopy Godinez, who defeated Silvana Gomez Juarez by a first-round submission at UFC Vegas 39 over the weekend. Great performance. She actually ended up getting a Fight of the Night bonus for it, so we're going to talk all about this performance here. But first, let's welcome Loopy in here. Just how you doing? Thank you so much for being here. I know you're having family time at the moment. You're in the state of Georgia, so just thank you so much for scheduling this interview and taking the time out of your schedule to be here.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me.
Hey, no problem at all. Now let's start getting into things here. And before we get into the actual fight itself, let's talk about fight week because they made sure to mention this on the broadcast. The whole entire week, just leading up to the fight, you were all business. You were so serious in the lead up to it. Just talk about your mindset coming into this fight and kind of how you felt during fight week there.
Yeah, I felt amazing. I was just trying to be in like the perfect mindset, and I think I accomplished it. Usually I try to be a bit more relaxed, more, yeah, let's roll with the punches, but this time I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna change up this thing. So I'm just gonna go all business. Of course I'm having fun because I love what I do. Fight week is amazing. I love it. But I'm like, this is my job. So this is my business. I have to, like, I'm here for this, and then after I'm done, then we can have fun, we can do all of that. So yeah, that's pretty much what it was. I was super, like, focused. I had no distractions other than, well, I did have some distractions, like, new opponents and all of that. But I just didn't made a big deal in my mind about all of that. That could have played a big factor in the fight. My coach with his father, and like, there is never going to be a perfect scenario. There is no such a thing, but it's up to you to make it perfect. Like, what's perfect. So that's pretty much what I do. And even in my life, like, maybe my life is not perfect, but I make it perfect. I tried everything to be perfect for me you know so yeah, that's pretty much is what I was doing.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, you definitely had a perfect performance there, so you did make the best of all of it. And let's start getting into this performance here now a little bit. Not a lot to break down here because the fight only lasted around here. We'll start with just the beginning and your success on your feet. You landed a lot of heavy shots that eventually set up a takedown. Is that fair to say? Was it the success that you were having on the feet that kind of led for you to be able to change levels like that and get her on the ground?
Yeah, the striking was like the opening up, the takedown for sure. And also, I've been putting a lot of work on my wrestling, and just like everything, like, my training has just been better than ever. I have so many good people around me, and my training, it just took a turn in, like, the right direction really well. And it's everything coming together. Like, I'm still super young in the sport, and then just now I'm starting to realize, like, oh, okay, this is okay, like, just to put the pieces together slowly. It's a big puzzle. But I'm starting with the corners, slowly, and it's happening. And yeah, I just want to be the most dominant fighter out there. So that's what I'm doing.
So you were just mentioning there how you're starting to kind of come full circle and things took the turn in the right direction for you. Is it safe to say then, do you feel more relaxed than on fight night? Like, I could imagine when, like you're saying, like, you're starting to really get into wrestling and you're more comfortable there. I could imagine there has to be some nerves coming in when you're like, I know I have a weak point here, but now when things are coming full circle, do you feel more relaxed, like that you're more comfortable wherever a fight may go, that your training's kind of all coming together now?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Like, my training has always been good, but it's just like, mm, because I'm, like, growing as a mixed martial artist. Like, it's me that has been putting everything together, and, like, oh, this works for me, this is how everything works. For me, like, it's just about me. Sounds pretty selfish, but that's the reality. Um so yeah, like, nerves, I mean, I do get nervous because, of course, I get nervous for myself, because I want to do the best. I want to look good. I want to perform. I want to put whatever I do at the gym in the cage. I'm pretty tough of myself. So that I don't care what other people think, what this thing and that thing. Like, I don't care about that. It's just I get nervous for myself because I put so much into this that I just want to get out there and do a perfect job.
Yeah, and I know what you're saying, and I know nerves is always a part of this sport. A lot of fighters always talk about the nerves in the lead up to a fight. And now, if it's okay, let's get back into talking about this fight here. Before we talked about how you had success with your hands that led to that takedown attempt there. Was that the game plan coming in, though, to wrestle and get her down? Because once you got her onto the canvas there, I mean, you really had that locked in there, and you didn't let her go, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, I knew she was a striker. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna fill it up upstairs, and see what happens. My coaches were like, you know what, let's fill her out, and if we need to make adjustments, then we'll make them as we go. New opponent is we didn't have that much time to be like looking everything up. But like all I knew it was she was a striker. So why would I give her 1% chance or 2% chance for her to do something? I should just take her down, and that's what I try to do in my fights. Like, if I know you are really good jiu-jitsu, why would I go to the ground? Maybe I'll just keep it on the feet because I can do all of it, so I can fight anywhere. So and that's the beauty of the sport, right?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. It is the beauty of the sport, and another beauty of the sport is when you get highlight reel victories, and this was definitely one of them for you. Take us through that finish there. When you were watching on the broadcast, I believe Paul Felder was saying it was, he was talking about your opponent and how she had to move to a certain area, and then she moved to the wrong side that he was saying, and it was like, just like he was saying, it was like, if she moves this one spot, she's going to be in trouble. Is that kind of like what you saw out of that then? Because literally, I think she moved from the camera angle that was on like to her left, and as soon as she went over, you got that armbar locked right in. Did you know as soon as she rolled over that spot that it was game, set, match, that you had it right there?
Yeah. I was like, when I'm in there, like I'm thinking, stuff like, okay, I want to do this, okay, and I'm like, everything just seems it's just familiar because I do at the gym so much. But that specific sequence of back take hand, then I take the Kimura, and then she turns, then the armbar is right there. That's something that I do a lot at the gym. And she did it, and then it just, I just did it. Like, I wasn't like thinking about it. It was just feeling it. When you're in the fight, you're not thinking like, oh, there is no time for thinking. It's just reactions. That's why you train so much. That's why you do all the repetitions. So yeah, she made a mistake, and I just capitalized on it, and then I just went for it.
And now I do want to talk about the moment afterwards, because that was like, first off, amazing performance, right? I can only imagine what's going through your mind. Well, it's almost like, I want to say bittersweet in a way, because we saw the emotions that you had afterwards. And right in the beginning of the fight, they made sure to say on the broadcast, they actually said, I don't know if you got to watch the broadcast back, that your coach wasn't going to be in your corner because he had a lot going on with his father. His father was sick. Well, he ended up making it just in time right before the fight. We saw how emotional you were afterwards, that he was able to be there for that amazing performance. Just what did that mean for you that he was able to be there with you on fight night and get to experience that with you?
Yeah, like, of course, if he wouldn't make it, I will obviously understand. But just the fact that his dad go like better, and the fact that he took a chance and came to be there with me, it's just amazing. It's just show me like what kind of people I have behind me, and all around me, because like I can go through all the people that is around me, and every single one of those people, like they care about me. They do things that that is like, wow, like it just blows my mind how many people like is so much positive 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 things in my life, and it's just like everyone around me is so positive, and like it's such a good vibe, and I'm just really thankful to have that. Like, honestly, I just, yeah, like it's just really amazing.
Yeah, and it was an amazing storyline there coming in, and then we saw obviously you were so happy afterwards. Then we saw some tears there in that moment in the octagon, and then later on at night, if anybody went to your Instagram, it seemed like you were having a pretty good time there after the fight. So tell everybody how you celebrated there after the win.
Well, honestly, I'm not a big fan of like going out and stuff, but I did went out. I tried to have a drink, but I don't like it that much. So it was like, oh, but it was just spending time with the coaches. Well, Nabil had to leave right away. Actually, he left right after my fight because he had to take the plane to go back to his father. But I was with my boyfriend. I was with Ken, which is my other coach, and one of my girlfriends that came from Denver to be with me. So yeah, we were just walking around, just whatever, seeing stuff. Yeah,
The one I wanted to bring up was, and you briefly mentioned there, you don't really drink. I was going to say, was that a tequila shot they had in front of you that you shared, and you're making the faces at it and we're struggling to go down? What are you not a fan of tequila?
yeah. My coach is like, okay, he ordered a tab or whatever they call it. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do this. And he's like, come on, do it. I was like, okay, fine. I'm drinking it slowly because I don't like it. But it's just part of, the after do something. But yeah, it was, it's fun. It's just, spending time, having fun, making memories.
Yeah, well, it was a great memory to have there because you were a big part of UFC history, actually. I'm not sure if you saw, I'm sure you probably did by now. You were one of four ladies to take home Performance of the Night honors. First time in UFC history that women swept that there. So just what was that like, too, to be a part of this monumental thing in UFC history like that?
It's really cool. I'm happy to be part of that, but I don't let that be the main thing. I'm going for something bigger. I'm chasing something else. This is just part of that is coming, it's just adding into the good things that I have in my life. But that's cool and everything, but I'm going for something bigger. So yeah, that doesn't like when they told me, I'm like, I mean, that's great. I can put that money into me, into my training, into it's gonna be easier for me, just to focus on training, resting training, eat clean, all of those. So yeah, that's it. That's what I thought. Like I'm not doing this for money. I'm not drive by money. I'm drive by this, like the taste of the victories, like the taste of when I'm on the top and I'm like, I did it. I came from here, from Mexico. I arrived to Canada with nothing, with my family, with no English, with no jobs, with no, we couldn't go to school at the start. We started from scratch. I was cleaning toilets. I was picking up cans. I was working in construction. I was cleaning cars. Like I was cleaning houses. Like it was, I have done a lot. So once I get there, like it's just gonna be even sweeter. So that's what I'm going for.
Yeah, because I want to ask there's like this old famous saying, I believe it was Marvin Hagler may have said it, about how it's harder to get up and run at 6 a.m. when you're sleeping in silk sheets. So you're talking there, right? You came from nothing. You're cleaning toilets for a living for a while when you first got to Canada like that. Now here you are. You're in the sport's biggest promotion in the UFC, getting Performance of the Night's bonuses. How exactly do you stay grounded then? Because obviously once you get to a level like that, and as you keep going, getting more successful, you can see why you'd want to obviously branch out and live a more luxurious lifestyle. So how do you go about staying grounded and humble like that?
Well, it's just I'm not gonna settle for this. I have something bigger. This is just like a little tiny piece that is just helping me to get to the top. This is just, instead of a bump, I'm like, okay, this is less than a bump. I'm going, and it's gonna be bumps, but I'll be coming. You know what I mean? So it's just what it is. It's what it is.
Alrighty, well, let's wrap things up here. I do want to get one other thing in with you here regarding some of answer that you just brought up. Actually, you were talking about when you first moved to Canada there. So let's give everybody the backstory here. You were born in Mexico. You lived there till you were 14. What was that experience like? I'm sure that has to be something that you'll never forget ever in your life because that had to be a big culture shock, right? You're going from this warm weather, Spanish-speaking country to up north, cold weather. They speak English and French up there. Just what was that all like?
Okay, so my dad never told us that we were gonna move to Canada. He just said we're gonna go to Disneyland for vacations because obviously if he told us we're moving, it was just too much problems. I was a teenager. It's too hard. My sisters, with four girls, plus my mom. So my mom knew too, but not my sisters and myself. We come to Canada, and all of a sudden, it's like after a few days, it's like, okay, this is your new house, your new home. This is where we're staying, and this is where we're gonna start from scratch. So now imagine you're in this country, and you don't have anything. You don't know anyone. You don't speak the language. So it was super hard even for my parents. They didn't speak any English. We had to go get jobs. We had he my dad and my mom, they had to work so hard for us to be able to, like, to start coming up as a family all together. Once we started getting older, then we started to work. Then like everything is been hard work. Nothing has been easy, and nothing have been free for us. So it's just cool to see, all the progression that we've been doing together. I'm just really, really proud of that.
Yeah, I bet that you are. And one other thing, I guess, on that travel lines, is there something that maybe sticks out that, like, whether it be food or something like that, like when you first got to Canada, you're like, wow, this is a thing. I love this. This is amazing that we don't have this down here in Mexico. Is there anything like that happened?
I wish nothing, zero. I just couldn't see the good things about it. I was like, but why? Like, this was hard to understand. Like, why all of this it was happening. You're a teenager, you don't know anyone, you have your friends, you have your school, you have all your stuff there, and you think the world is ending, but it's not. So it's just, yeah, so it just shows you, like, all what we could do. You can do it too, anyone can do it too. So that's why I say whatever you want to do, you got to go for it. And I see it with my dad, like whatever he wanted to do, even when he didn't speak in English, he will go for it. And we were four girls, and he just I don't know how he did it, but he did it. It was a little hard work. We just come up. Now he has his house, he has his cars, like he's doing the job that he likes. It's just, yeah, everything just, I don't know, falls into place when you want it a lot, and then when you work so hard for it. So I look up to my parents a lot because of that. So that really give me an extra push.
Yeah, that's a great story there, and we're going to continue to see this great story too as you continue going through with your UFC career here. We're looking forward to see all the great things that you continue to keep doing in your career here. One last thing now before we roll out here after having this great conversation here today. Go ahead, plug your social media, management, sponsors, anybody you want to give a shout out to that you haven't done so yet. Please feel free to do so at this time.
Well, thank you for everyone that has been following me, for all the messages. Thank you for doing this interview. My coaches, my teammates, like everyone that is being with me since day one, and everyone that I've been meeting through all the way. My sponsor, HRW, Woman of Combat, and yeah, that's it.
All right, guys, there you have it. That was Loopy Godinez. Great story, like I said there before. All that with the traveling, coming from nothing into now being a UFC fighter. Great story. We're looking forward to seeing what she does here with the rest of her career. And Loopy, again, thank you so much for the time here today. Before I roll out, just want to remind everybody, like I always do, if you like today's interview, please make sure you go down, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button too if you haven't done so yet. Also, keep going to MMA News for all the great work that we have that keeps coming out there. Also, our social media pages, make sure you go give us a like and a follow on there. And if you want to follow me on social media, I'm at John Arapoli on Instagram and Twitter. We'll see you later, everybody.